Namaste, welcome to Vinyasa Flow Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and for today's practice, you'll want to have 2 blocks and a strap. Please start in any comfortable seated position. You may like to elevate your pelvis on a couple of blocks, side by side like this, to help if you're feeling rounded in the back. Just helps to uplift the spine and relax the knees open if you're sitting cross-legged. Here is a poem by Donna Faltz called Walk Slowly. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still. And just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe, and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. Our yoga practice, as well as mindfulness, invites us to pay attention to what's right under our noses. Living in a fast-paced culture, like here in Los Angeles or in the West in general, we can easily fall into the momentum of our to-do list or where we have to go, where we need to be, that sometimes I catch myself just walking so fast or mindlessly driving to a destination without taking in my surroundings, without taking a moment to literally pause and smell the flowers, without even noticing my breath. Our practice of yoga, when we take it off the mat and into our daily lives, awakens us to these details that we might easily overlook, so that we can truly savor the present moment, not being so caught in what's going to happen next or boggled down by what's already happened. And so in today's Vinyasa flow practice, even though we're moving sometimes continuously to the breath, I invite you to really pay attention to how you're moving, the pace at which you're entering and exiting postures. Can you bring that presence there as you do when you're starting to lengthen the breath, which we'll do in a moment? Not getting caught up in where the pose is going to end up or what the next posture is, anticipating the second side because you've already done the first side, but really being in each moment by moment. Notice what you notice when you really set that intention to go slow and to be present. So with that, if you haven't already, I invite you to set aside anything that might be distracting for your practice. Put the phones on silent, set them away, and give yourself permission to fully be here, right? Make it worth the time you're investing. And so let's find a comfortable seated stillness and start to bring attention to your body. Noticing the physical sensations of the weight of your legs and pelvis on the surface below, on the weight of your arms as they might be resting on other parts of your body, on the weight of your skull as it rests above your neck. What other sensations are unfolding? And as you're noticing, I invite you to let go of any need to judge what you're noticing is either good or bad. Letting go of judgment allows us to be more open to just seeing things as they are. And with that, begin to notice the breath. Where can you feel your breathing? No need to change how you're breathing. In the qualities of your breath, what do you notice about your energy as you're beginning this practice? How does your mind feel right now? Again, letting go of labels such as good or bad. Just notice the quality of it. Does your mind feel restless? Does it feel present, focused, tired, alert? How do you feel emotionally? And so acknowledging just what's happening right now, meet yourself where you are. Notice how your physical yoga is going to look like, perhaps differently than last time you practiced. Let's start to deepen the breath. Allow a few exhales to release through the mouth. You might even sigh audibly. Feel the inhalation expanding a little bit more each time. As you continue to lengthen your breath, what is something that you're noticing in this present moment that you can offer gratitude for? And now clarify your intention for today's practice. What are you welcoming into your experience or strengthening about yourself? Maybe you have a more specific intention that relates to another aspect of your life, like a relationship. And then I invite you to think of someone or something that you would like to dedicate today's practice to. Now, this is a way to acknowledge that we're showing up for ourselves and those around us, that our practice is meant not only to benefit us. It's a way of offering up our efforts to something larger than us. And with that, let's join our voices in support of each other, creating resonance by chanting the sacred sound of Om 3 times. Let's begin to practice a breathing technique that helps to calm and bring our minds and bodies to focus, as well as balance our energy so that we're entering these physical postures with both steady effort and easefulness. So this practice is called Ujjayi Pranayama. It means victorious breathing. It's done by closing your lips and just breathing through the nose, softly narrowing the back of the throat so that you're creating a gentle whispering sound to your breath. As you listen to the sound of your breath, It helps you to regulate that you're breathing just as slowly in as out, lengthening to full capacity and creating a smooth whispering sound like peaceful ocean waves rising and falling. Now, this sound is going to also serve as the pace with which we'll move our bodies. Let's start here. As you inhale, sweep the arms apart. And at the top of the inhalation, let your palms touch. Now, as you exhale, press the palms down slowly in front of you. So at the bottom of the exhale, your hands land on your lap. Let's try it twice more. Initiate with a breath. Inhaling, raise the arms. Top of the inhale, palms touch. Exhaling, press the palms down. Bottom of the exhale, palms release down. One more. Inhale, arms apart, palms touch. Exhale, palms down and on your lap. Now keep the whispering sound going. Today we're going to focus on integrating yet last week's theme of bringing the shoulders into flexion, right? As well as core strengthening. So let's start lying down on our backs. As you're lying down, take a moment to loosen up your hips by bending your knees and circling your thighs together and apart for a few breaths. Now treat it like a vinyasa flow. As you inhale, the thighs move in one direction. And as you exhale, they continue. Breathing in, breathing out. Relax the shoulders on the ground and lengthen your neck. Now with your knees bent at right angles, stack your knees right above your hips so that your shins are parallel to the floor. Point or flex your feet to engage the muscles in your legs. Legs are touching each other. Now notice the space between your lower back and the mat. For most of us, there's a curvature of the spine there, so there's a space. Let's shorten that space without flattening the back entirely. Engage your abdomen, draw the belly towards the spine, and lift the navel towards your chest. Now, let's place the hands on your lap as if you're sitting in a chair. Begin to use your hands to push your thighs forward while your thighs press back against your hands. So you feel that lower belly muscle, the transverse abdominis, engage more. How's your breath? Continue using your hands to press your thighs towards the front wall as your thighs resist back into the hands. So your legs are not visibly moving, but you should feel that engagement in your abdomen. Let's tune into another 3 deep Ujjayi breaths. So this should feel somewhat rigorous. We're warming up here. You might also feel that your tailbone is stretching forward, lengthening your lower back as you do this. Notice how this feels in your lower abdomen, because I'm going to reference this feeling later many times. All right, stretch the legs to the floor, raise the arms overhead, get really long. Inhale. Now, as you exhale, contract your belly, round and hug the knees. Lift the head and shoulders. Start to rock and roll forward and back several times. Building some momentum so that maybe after 3 to 5 times, you meet with your feet lifted, sitting in boat pose, balancing here. Now you can hold the backs of your knees and kick the feet forward, or you can extend the arms forward. Knees can be bent or legs can be straight, or you can raise the arms up, making it even more challenging. We're here for 4 more breaths. Imagine you're zippering your navel towards your spine and lifting it towards your heart, making the spine a little taller as the shoulders relax. Listen to your breathing. One more deep breath. This posture is called Navasana, boat pose. Now start to rock all the way forward until you arrive. Hands clasped behind your back in a forward fold. Separate your feet hips distance, parallel, and feel free to bend your knees, or you can straighten one leg and then bend the opposite knee. Maybe sway the spine. Maybe shake and nod your head as you relax the neck, stretching the arms forward, shoulders rising away from the neck. Continue to listen to your breath.
Now let the arms fall and hold opposite elbows. As you let your torso hang even further forward, let your sitting bones stack above your heels. You can bend the knees to help. Keep the sitting bones there and press your fingertips either on blocks, your shins, or the ground. Inhale, stretch your spine forward, lengthening into half forward fold. Exhale, drop your head and fold. To the breath again. Inhale, stretch the spine forward in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. This time, press to the feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and rise. Now, as you're raising your arms overhead, your shoulders are in flexion. Let's pause here a few breaths. Spin the outer sides of your upper arms towards your front wall to help spread the shoulder blades apart in protraction. Now, at the same time, draw your shoulder blades down the back, lengthening your neck. Bring your palms together, gaze up. One more deep breath. Exhale, join your hands in front of your heart in mountain pose, Padasana. Tune into your intention or personal prayer for today's practice. Moving with that quality, embodying it. Let's show appreciation to the sun, offering gratitude through sun salutations. Inhale, sweep your arms forward. Rotate the triceps forward and coil your chest up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow from your hips in Uttanasana. Plant your fingertips on the ground or blocks. Inhale, step your left knee behind you to a kneeling lunge. Look up. Hold your breath as you step to plank pose. Exhale as you lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, slide forward. Roll the shoulders back in Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck your toes. Now press up to plank pose. Then lift your hips back to downward facing. Inhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb. Lower your right knee and gaze up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and fold. Press to your feet. Inhale, rise. Roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale, trace your palms in prayer down to your heart center. Side two, inhale the arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Lower the fingertips. Inhale, step the right knee back, this time, kneeling lunge, look up. Hold your breath as you step to plank. Ashtangasana, exhale, lower knees, then chest, firming in the belly here, then chin. Inhale to Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step your right foot beside your right thumb. Lower your left knee and gaze up. Exhale, step your left foot forward and bow. Rooting down, inhale, rise. Exhale, marry your palms at heart center. Tune into a full cycle of breath. Slowing it down and bringing your awareness to how slowly and mindfully you're moving your body and consciously connecting it to the rhythm you can hear in your breath. Let's move into Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale, hinge from your hips into Uttanasana. Press your hands on blocks, shins or the floor. Inhale, lengthen to Ardha Uttanasana. Now let's step back to plank. And as you exhale, keep the belly engaged, glide forward. Graze your elbows by your ribs. Pause halfway down in Chaturanga Dandasana. Continue to lower for Cobra or flip the toes here and draw the shoulders back in upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Lifting the hips back, downward facing dog. Tune into 2 deep breaths as you still your body. When you've emptied the second breath, walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Find the very top of the in-breath at the top of Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once again, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Step back to plank. Some of you might float to Chaturanga if that's part of your practice. Choose the way you'll lower into your Vinyasa, Cobra or upward facing dog, then downward facing dog. Once again, pause for 2 breaths. Center in on the quality of your breathing. At the end of the exhale, walk or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Root down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Let's bring the feet together to touch, preparing for Sun Salutation B, which starts with chair pose, Surya Namaskar B. So empty this breath. Inhale, bend your knees together into chair pose, raising the arms, glide the shin bones back. Exhale, shift forward and fold from your hips. Inhale, press with your hands and lengthen forward. Step to plank or float into Chaturanga. Take your own version of Vinyasa. Take your time to connect movement to breath. Remember, even though it's continuous, we're intentionally moving slowly. From downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Slow and controlled, exhale, bend the knee towards your nose. Then quietly, as you can, step the right foot beside your right thumb. Spin the left heel down. Then inhale, rise into Warrior One. Ride your exhalation down into your Vinyasa. In downward facing dog, initiate with a breath. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee high towards your nose. Softly, as you can, step the foot forward beside the left thumb. Spin the right heel down. Inhale, rise to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale all the way down. Continue into your Vinyasa. You can also take cat-cow if you need to. Back off and make it less intense. Take care of yourself and listen to your body. Resting if and when you need. Downward dog, allow 3 to 5 breaths to slow down, smoothen out, and rebalance your breath. By steadying your gaze, your drishti on one spot, help your mind to relax into the present moment, into a calm steadiness. When you're ready, empty your breath, then walk or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, rise up. Last time, Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Step or float back. Take it slowly through your Vinyasa. Without rushing, going at the pace of your breath. From downward dog, inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot quietly beside your right thumb and spin your left heel down. Inhale, rise to warrior one. Exhale, lower into your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. When you get there, inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, bend the knee towards your nose. Stepping the foot beside left thumb, spin the right heel down. Inhale, rise to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, lower into your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Give it 3 to 5 breaths to slow down, smoothen out. Come back into full embodied presence. When you're ready, empty the breath, then walk or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, mountain pose, hands in prayer. Pause here, just tune into a couple of breaths. What does your energy feel like now? Letting go of judgments of good or bad, just sense, what is the energy like? How does your body feel? Let's bend the elbows apart here and take your right elbow, cross it over your left elbow. Eagle arms, hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Now bend your knees like chair pose. Turn out your left leg and flex the foot. Wrap the left leg over the right into eagle pose. You might tuck the toes behind the calf or not. Square your hips to evenly face forward and sit a little lower, stacking your elbows and knees down the midline of your body. Steady your gaze. Tune into the feeling of balance you're creating in the breath. Garudasana. As we prepare to move into Warrior 3, decide if you'll keep your arms like this, or join your hands in prayer, or place your hands in blocks to support your balance. Begin to unravel the left leg. Move slowly, tune into the breath. Flex your left foot and press the instep back, stretching the torso forward until you've created a horizontal line. Square both hips to face the ground and lift the sides of your abdomen. Remember that feeling of drawing the navel towards your spine in the very beginning? Can you activate that lower belly muscle here? A few more breaths in Virabhadrasana 3. On your next exhale, slowly step the left foot to the rear of your mat. Mill your arms apart through Warrior 2, bending the right knee, align right heel to arch of left foot, peaceful warrior. Rotate the right shoulder and flip the right palm to face up, then side bend towards your rear wall. Relax the shoulders down, seal your front bottom ribs in towards your back. And let's take a few deeper breaths along the right side of your torso. Make sure your right knee is not buckling into the left. Continue to trace it down the midline of your mat. Inhale, rise up, straighten your right leg. Let's prepare for extended triangle pose. You might shorten your stance a couple of inches. Glide your hips sideways towards the back of the room. Lengthen your torso towards the front. Place the right hand on the right shin or just to the right of it, maybe on a block. We can still lengthen the right underside of your torso. Now rotate your left tricep, the pinky finger side, to point at your left wall. Then extend the left arm overhead, but draw both shoulders down your back. Spin your chest slightly to face the sky and find a point to steady your eyes on for a few more breaths. Utthita Trikonasana.
Inhale, rise to warrior two. Exhale, step the left foot to meet the right. Mountain pose. Pause here, allow a couple deep breaths. Check in. Aware of your breathing and intentionally keeping it balanced and slow. Bend your elbows apart. Cross the left elbow over the right. Hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Slide the shoulders down. Now activate your deep lower belly muscle and bend your knees. Turn out your right leg from the hip and flex the foot. Wrap the right leg over the left and sit a little lower. Turn both your hip bones, frontal hip bones, to face forward and stack your elbows and knees down your center line. Steady your gaze while relaxing your eyes. And let's listen to 4 more breaths here in eagle pose. Garudasana. Now decide if you want to keep your arms like this. As we move into warrior three, continue to listen to your breath. Move slowly. Flex the right foot. Stretch the right leg back. Lean the torso forward. Turn both hips to face the ground equally and tack the left outer hip back. Lift the sides of your belly. Feel your center that's just below your belly button actively engaged, stable. With a slow exhalation, step the right foot to the rear of your mat. Windmill the arms apart. Align your left heel to the arch of your right foot and bend the front knee just over the ankle. From the left shoulder, flip the left palm to face up and side bend towards your rear wall into peaceful warrior. Breathe deeply into the left side of your torso. Rising up, let's straighten the legs for extended triangle pose. You might shorten your stance a couple of inches. Glide your hips sideways towards your rear wall. Lengthen your torso towards the front. Lower your left hand lightly on your left shin or just to the left of it, maybe on a block. Rotate your right tricep to face the right wall and then extend the right arm overhead. Draw your shoulders and hips back. Spin your chest slightly to face the sky. Utthita Trikonasana. We're going to exit differently here. So take a look at your left foot and lower your hands to plank pose. Pause in plank and bring your feet together to touch. Imagine you're balancing a yoga block on the lowest part of your lower back. Try to keep that block still. You're not seesawing the hips as you lower to forearm plank. Placing each elbow under each shoulder. Lifting the sides of the belly, press your inner heels back. Stretch your tailbone down and back towards your inner heels and lengthen your chest forward, gazing just between your thumbs or slightly ahead. Send the shoulder blades down the back. We're here for 3 more breaths in forearm plank pose. Exhale, lower your pelvis gently into Sphinx pose. Soften the shoulders back and blossom the collarbones open. Pressing the tops of your feet firmly into the earth, lower your forehead to the ground and reach your hands behind your lower back to clasp. If you can, hug the heels of your palms together. On an inhale, lift the shoulders behind you and slide them down the back. Bound locust pose. Stay for about 4 breaths before you let go into Sphinx pose again. If your lower back feels okay with it, lift your feet, keep them parallel to each other. Try not to add any tension to your neck. Look slightly down and relax the tops of your shoulders. Baddha Shalabhasana. When you're ready, tops of the feet to the ground, elbows to the floor, right under the shoulders, Sphinx pose. Now in Sphinx, keep your forearms parallel, or if your mat is slippery, interlace your fingers so you have a triangular base out of your forearms. With your feet touching each other, tuck your toes. Draw your shoulder blades down the back. Look towards your thumbs or slightly in front of them. How's your breathing? Take a deep breath in and press your inner heels back, tucking your toes. As you exhale from in the belly, lift your hips to forearm plank pose. Pause in forearm plank, shoulders back, neck long. Then walk your toes forward, lifting the hips as you press your chest towards your shins, dolphin pose. Make sure your elbows stay shoulders width apart. They're not sliding wider. Count about 5 breaths before you come into downward facing dog. And the way to get to downward dog is to either replace your elbows with your hands, keep the hips lifted, or come down to all fours and then place your hands on the floor, then lift the hips. So choose your route when you're ready. Downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, cross the right knee to tap your left outer upper arm, twisting at your waistline, not twisting at your shoulders. Step the right foot beside the right thumb, lower the left knee and sweep the arms up. Hook the thumbs overhead. Keep the right foot still, but draw the right hip back as you lift the lower spine, soften the shoulders down and broaden the chest. Lift the frontal hip bones here as you create a little back bend. Now rise up more vertically. Let's prepare to twist. Cup the top of the right thigh with your right hand. Stack the right knee just above the right heel. Inhale, stretch your spine forward. Keep your legs still. Exhale, twist to your right. Either lower your left hand on a block or the floor inside of the front leg and raise the right arm, or hook the left elbow outside of the right thigh and join your hands in prayer. Open the arms or bind. You could also choose to lift the back knee, coming into a high lunge in this twist. As you breathe in, keep lengthening your spine forward, tracing the midline of your mat. As you breathe out, draw the navel towards your spine, keep your hips still, and rotate your chest. This is a version of Parita Parshvakonasana, twisting side angle pose. One more deep breath. Now look at your right toes, and as you breathe out, lower your fingertips on blocks or the floor about a foot in front of your right toes. Start to shift forward like you're moving to Warrior 3. Lift the left leg from the inseam and flex the foot. Breathe in, reach your chest forward. Breathe out into standing splits, bowing towards the right shin. However high you lift the left leg, try to keep your hips balanced on left and right sides. You have the option of wrapping an arm or two around the right calf, or playing with kicking up towards handstand by having the hands flat on the floor, foot ahead of your right toes, keeping the left leg solidly straight, foot flexed. Try to tap it with the right foot. Tap, whoop, and come down. Tap, and come down. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. How's your breathing? In downward dog, inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Twisting at your waist, exhale, tap the knee outside your right upper arm. Step the foot beside your left thumb. Lower your right knee. Inhale the arms up and switch the hook of your thumbs. Draw the left hip back. Squaring the hips forward, lift your frontal hip bones.
And coil your chest up. Then lift the spine vertically and use your left hand to cup the top of your left thigh. Stack your left knee above the left heel and inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Keep your legs still and exhale, twist to your left. Invite you to try to enter the same version of the twist you entered on your first side, but honor the depth that's available here. Each inhale, lengthen. Each exhale, twist. Maybe come up onto the ball of the back foot. Twisting side angle pose. Parita Parshvakonasana variation. Now look down at your left toes and lower your fingertips on 2 blocks or the floor, a foot ahead. Start to lift the right leg from the inseam and flex the foot. Inhale, reach your chest forward. Exhale, bow towards your standing leg. Standing splits. Option to hold the calf. Option to tap the right leg with the left foot. And eventually, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, come on forward to plank pose. From plank pose, glide forward, lower halfway in pause. Hug the elbows to the ribs in Chaturanga Dandasana. Lift the sides of the belly and lengthen the neck. Then come all the way down, forehead to the ground. Let's prepare for our final back bend, bow pose. Slide your knees close together and bend them. Reach back with your hands and hold your feet or your ankles. Kick your feet back, press your pubic bone into the floor, and pull your feet towards you, lifting your knees for 5 to 10 breaths. Dhanurasana. And when you're ready, release. Take your 2 blocks with you and press into child's pose. Feet together, knees together or apart. We're going to use the blocks to bring the shoulders one more time into flexion while we're in child's pose. But if it's too cumbersome while you're in child's pose, you can do this from hands and knees. Place 2 blocks touching each other on the medium height, crossing your mat. About a foot in front of your knees. Stretch the arms forward, palms face down. Spin the triceps down, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Place your bent elbows on the block, shoulders width apart. No wider. Plant your fingertips into each other and trace your thumbs down the back of your skull, down the back of your neck, as far back as your thumbs will trace while lowering your head. Slide the shoulders further back. Wrap the triceps down and sink your hips down towards your heels. Slightly lift the belly towards the spine to support the lower back. Let's tune into 4 more deep breaths. And then gently come on up and slide your legs in front of you. Let's prepare for a seated spinal twist. Stretch the left leg forward, step the right foot in front of the right hip or crossed outside the left knee, maybe bend the left knee too. Make sure you're just evenly grounding your sitting bones here. Right hand behind the pelvis, left arm up, press into the ground and sit up taller as you breathe in. Keep your legs still and twist to the right as you breathe out. Lower your left arm or hook the elbow outside the thigh and continue breathing and twisting.
On your next exhalation, unwind your spine and let's prepare for Gomukhasana. Hug your thighs close together, splay your feet apart. If this throws you off to one hip more than the other, then straighten the bottom leg like this and flex that foot. Now raise your left arm and you might dangle a strap from your left hand here. Use your right hand to bring the left elbow behind your head, press the shoulders down. Reach the right hand underneath, catch the bottom end of the strap, and walk your hands as close together as you can. If you can clasp your fingers, then you can let go of the strap. Now lift your chin parallel to the ground and broaden your chest, sit tall. Stay here, or going deeper into the hips, start to bow forward, breath by breath. So this top arm is also in shoulders inflection. So start to rise, release the arms, stretch the legs. Let's set up the same way if you can for the twist on your second side. Bend the left knee, step the foot in front of the hip or crossed outside the right knee. Maybe also bend the right knee. Place your left hand behind your pelvis and raise your right arm. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist to your left. Lower your right arm, maybe hook the elbow outside the leg. On your next exhale, unwind your spine and hug your thighs closer together, splay your feet apart, or straighten the bottom leg and flex that foot. Now you might hold the strap in your right hand as you raise your right arm, dangling the strap behind your back. With your left hand, bring the right elbow behind your head and press the shoulders down. Reach the left hand behind you underneath, catch the bottom end of the strap, and walk your hands as close together as you can, maybe clasping your hands. Sit a little taller as you breathe in. Stay here or exhale, fold from the hips. Little by little. Cow-faced pose or Gomukhasana. Press down through the pelvis. Breathe in to slowly rise. Stretch the legs out in front of you for Paschimottanasana. Root your sitting bones down and flex your feet. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. Breathe out, start to hinge forward little by little from the hips. You could use a strap around the balls of your feet or clasp your big toes, but try to keep a slight lift in the chest and continue to draw your shoulder blades down your back. Press down to your pelvis. Lead with your chest and inhale to slowly rise. Find a comfortable seat for a brief pranayama of box breathing. You might bring the thumb and index fingers to touch with the palms face down for grounding energy, or palms face up for uplifting energy. And maybe close your eyes. So box breathing, we'll close the lips and breathe through the nose, inhaling for a count of 4, holding the breath a count of 4, exhaling a count of 4, and holding the breath a count of 4. That's one cycle. Let's practice 3 cycles together, then 3 cycles on your own. When you hold the breath, try to relax. All right, before we start, inhale fully. Open your mouth, let it go. Close the lips. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Cycle 2. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Cycle 3, inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going for 3 more cycles. And when you're ready, let go of controlling the breath. Notice how you feel. Then gently lower your body to the ground. Find a comfortable way to rest in stillness for a few minutes of Shavasana. Again, as Jenna Folds wrote in her poem, as many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going. That many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. So I invite you to bring that quality of gentleness, slow pace, and attention to subtle detail as you just observe your body here. Lying still with eyes closed, notice what your body feels. Start with something small, like rubbing your thumbs across your fingertips. Feel the sensation. Or gently shaking your head no. Bringing that slow quality as you begin to stretch your arms, stretch your legs. With no rush, stay lying down and gently turn over to your right side, resting your head to pause intentionally. As you lie on your side, this is actually a way to help keep that nervous system calm and relaxed. We don't want to abruptly sit up tall. Notice the quality of your breathing. Sense your energy. Has it changed since the beginning of this practice? Then when you're ready, begin to press your hands into the floor. Let your skull be heavy. So you're rising up really slowly, taking your time to sit in a way that allows you to be present, connect to the surface below, feel grounded, and open the chest, lengthen the spine, and relax your whole body. Let's begin our 5 minutes sitting in meditation. As you breathe naturally, feel the breath flow in and out without any effort. Allow your feet to be soft and relaxed. Relax the bottom of your pelvis, your pelvic floor. Soften your belly. Soften your hands. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. Sense the inflow and the outflow of each breath, resting your awareness gently on the breath. If your attention goes astray, come back to resting your awareness on the breath. Let go of whatever your mind has followed. Notice how your mind feels now. Notice how you feel emotionally. As we bring our practice to close, I invite you to take a moment of gratitude, appreciating yourself for showing up, appreciating your body for its ability to practice yoga asana, appreciating all that had to happen today for you to be able to enjoy a practice of yoga, and all that had to happen before today. Think of all the teachers down the line, even those who started practicing yoga thousands of years ago in India. Without them, we wouldn't be practicing this today. Then remind yourself again, what is your intention for this practice? What do you continue to cultivate after this practice? Who did you dedicate this practice to? Picture them in some way receiving benefit. And let's close chanting Om 3 times. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.